Welcome to Zone 6 Picks, your go-to source for daily sports betting predictions, expert insights, and free picks across the biggest games in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, MLB, NCAA, and more. We specialize in delivering accurate, research-backed betting content with no subscriptions, no hidden fees, just straightforward betting advice you can trust. Before we get started, a quick shout-out from my partner Zone 6.
What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in with Zone 6 Picks, where we drop game picks every single day. Straight free picks, no pay for play. If you like winning, this is the zone you need to be in, Zone 6. Just show the channel some love, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't never miss a money play. Let's eat.
Yo, my man, Zone 6, where you at?
What's up, twin?
Did we sweep the board yesterday?
You damn right we did, and I'm still hungry.
Well, Sheed, let's do it again. We're starting off the night in the Big Apple, where the Washington Mystics head into Brooklyn to take on the New York Liberty on Thursday, August 28, 2025 at Barclays Center. Oddsmakers have New York as a heavy favorite, with the line sitting at minus 11.5. But the numbers and trends tell a much more complicated story. The Liberty come into this game at 23-15 overall, second in the East, and they've been tough to beat at home with a 15-5 record. But their struggles against the spread can't be ignored. They are just 12, 22-2 ATS on the year, and have failed to cover in their last 7 games as double-digit favorites. Since late July, they've gone 2-12-1 ATS, one of the worst stretches in the league. Washington sits at 16-22 overall and has dropped 4 straight, losing 7 of their last 10. But the Mystics have been surprisingly reliable for bettors on the road, with a 9-8 ATS record. Even in losses, they've shown the ability to hang around, which is key when you're talking about spreads this large. The return of Breanna Stewart has boosted New York's outlook. She scored 19 points in their narrow 81-79 win over Connecticut, and Natasha Cloud should be back in the lineup after missing that game. Still, they remain without Isabel Harrison and Nyara Sabally. For Washington, depth is a concern. J.C. Sheldon and Georgia Amor are sidelined, and Bernadette Hatter is out for the year. Trading away Brittany Sykes hurt their offensive punch, though Shakira Austin stepped up with a 30-point performance in their recent 2-point loss to Seattle. Statistically, the Liberty have the edge. They average over 85 points per game, shooting 45% from the field, while their defense holds opponents to 81 per night. At home, they're even better, scoring almost 87 points and allowing just 78. Washington averages just under 79 points a game and tends to struggle offensively on the road, putting up 77 per contest while giving up 81. Head-to-head, the Liberty have taken both matchups this season, covering both times. However, history shows the Mystics have consistently cashed tickets in New York when the spread balloons. They've covered large numbers in 15 straight road meetings when given significant points, and in 2024, they covered all 4 against the Liberty. Situationally, Washington has an extra day of rest after last playing on the 24th. While New York played on the 25th, the line opened at minus 12.5 and ticked down slightly, signaling at least some action on the Mystics to keep it closer than expected. Factoring everything in, the Liberty should win this game outright, but covering is another story. Projected numbers put New York around 84 points and Washington at 78, giving us a likely Liberty win but a Mystics cover. Final projection: New York Liberty 84, Washington Mystics 78. The Liberty get the victory, but the Mystics are the sharper side when it comes to the spread. Next, the WNBA spotlight shifts to Target Center, where the Minnesota Lynx will host the Seattle Storm. Minnesota comes into this game as a minus 9.5 point favorite, and with both teams heading in different directions, the betting angle here deserves a close look. The Lynx have been nothing short of dominant this season. At 30-7 overall, they sit atop the league and boast one of the best home records in basketball at 18-1. They've taken 3 of their last 5 contests and remain consistent against the spread, holding a 22-15-1 record and an impressive 12-7-1 ATS at home. On the other side, Seattle enters this matchup 20-19, fighting for playoff positioning. The Storm have dropped 3 of their last 5, including a 20-point loss to Indiana, and their ATS record of 16-23 highlights their inconsistency. While they've been better on the road at 11-10 ATS, they face a steep challenge here. The return of Nafisa Collier is the headline for Minnesota. After missing 10 games, she returned in dominant fashion, dropping 32 points and reminding everyone why she's an MVP candidate. At home, Collier has been outstanding, averaging nearly 24 points, along with strong rebounding and playmaking numbers. For Seattle, injuries hurt their depth, as Katie Lou Samuelson remains out, and Nneka Ogwumike continues to lead. But the Storm's scoring punch has been unreliable. Statistically, Minnesota holds a clear edge. They lead the league in field goal percentage and average nearly 87 points per game. Their defense is equally elite, allowing just 76 points per game and ranking first in net rating. Seattle, meanwhile, averages just over 82 points per game and struggles in key efficiency categories, including three-point and free throw shooting. While their defense is solid, ranked fourth in net rating, it doesn't quite match Minnesota's dominance. Head-to-head trends also favor the Lynx. Minnesota has already won 2 of 3 matchups against Seattle this season, covering in both victories. Dating back to last year, they've covered in 5 of the last 7 meetings, showing consistent dominance in this rivalry. Situational factors lean heavily in Minnesota's favor. The Storm are wrapping up a grueling 5-game road trip and are playing on short rest after a game just 2 nights ago. The Lynx, by contrast, last played on August 24th, giving them a valuable rest advantage. The line opened at -8.5 and has since ticked up to -9.5, showing increased market confidence in the Lynx. When projecting the score, Minnesota's offensive and defensive balance suggests they'll land around 82 points, while Seattle could finish near 70. That's a 12-point spread on paper, with Collier back in the lineup. Minnesota's 18-1 home dominance, Seattle's fatigue, and the Lynx's strong history against this opponent. The more likely outcome is that Minnesota covers the -9.5 spread and secures a comfortable home win. Sliding into the last game of the night, the Phoenix Mercury host the Chicago Sky at PHX Arena, entering this matchup as heavy favorites with a spread of -11.5 points. With Phoenix in strong form and Chicago struggling, this game provides an intriguing betting opportunity. Phoenix comes into this contest with a 23-14 record and have won 7 of their last 10 games, including 4 of their last 5. Their most recent victory was a convincing 92-84 win on the road against the Sparks. Against the spread, they sit at 16, 20-1 overall and 9-9 at home. But the important angle here is how they perform as large favorites. When favored by 8 points or more, the Mercury have covered in 5 of their last 6 games. That includes a recent double-digit win over this same Chicago team, where they comfortably covered a 12.5-point line. The Sky, meanwhile, are enduring a rough season at 9-28 overall. They have dropped 8 of their last 10 and just lost 79-74 at home to Las Vegas. Chicago's ATS numbers are better than their record suggests at 19, 17-1, with a 9-7-1 mark on the road. As underdogs, they've managed to stay competitive at times, but their lack of depth and injuries have made covering large spreads more difficult. Phoenix continues to rely on its stars. Sadu Sabally and Kali Copper combined for nearly 40 points in their last outing, and Alyssa Thomas has been a steady presence. For the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese is indeed playing and is a pivotal player for the team. She finished Monday's 79-74 loss to the Aces with 10 points and 17 rebounds. Reese has racked up 46 double-doubles in her WNBA career, with 3 coming in her last 3 outings, averaging 14.0 points, 12.7 rebounds, 4.0 assists, and 1.3 steals in her past 4 appearances. She leads the WNBA with 12.4 rebounds per game this season, and recently became the first player to notch 20 double-doubles in the 2025 season in just 27 games. We like Reese in the zone, salute to her. Anyway, Courtney Vandersloot remains out for the season, and Ariel Atkins, who led the Sky with 30 points in their last game, is listed as day-to-day, but most likely will play. Camila Cardoso also had a strong outing with 19 points and 10 rebounds in their last contest. Statistically, Phoenix holds clear advantages. They average just over 83 points per game, while holding opponents to 80, ranking 4th in defensive efficiency. Chicago averages under 76 points, while giving up more than 86, making them one of the league's weakest defensive units. The gap in scoring ability and defensive reliability heavily favors the Mercury. Situationally, the Sky have a slight rest advantage after playing on August 25th compared to Phoenix on the 26th. But with this game in Arizona, the Mercury maintain a strong home court edge. The line has already shifted from -11.5 to -12.5 at several books, reflecting sharp money leaning toward Phoenix. A projected score based on averages and recent form points to Phoenix around 85 and Chicago in the low 70s. That would produce a result of Mercury 85, Sky 71, a 14-point margin. Considering Phoenix's dominance as heavy favorites, their healthier roster, and Chicago's ongoing struggles, the Mercury are more likely to cover the spread and secure another decisive victory at home. All right, Zone 6 fam, let's run this thing back. For the Washington Mystics at New York Liberty matchup, we're backing the Mystics to cover the plus 11.5. New York has struggled badly against the spread as heavy favorites, and Washington has a strong history of keeping these games close. For the Seattle Storm at Minnesota Lynx matchup, we're taking the Lynx to cover the -9.5. You can even find 8.5 in some places. Minnesota is nearly unbeatable at home, and with Nafisa Collier back in the lineup, they have the firepower and defense to pull away. Not to mention I'm fading the Storm goofy selves from now on. Tail me or fade me. For the Chicago Sky at Phoenix Mercury matchup, we're rolling with the Mercury to cover the -11.5. Phoenix has been strong in this role, and Chicago's injuries leave them vulnerable against one of the league's hottest teams. We swept the last slate, and now we're looking to keep that momentum going and sweep again tonight. Make sure you're locked in with Zone 6 picks, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a play.